Alrighty, hey guys. So in this video, I want to talk about the top ways to generate leads for your home service business. I'm going to go through the basic strategies that just work. We're not going to talk necessarily about search engine optimization, website, building a website that's persuasive and sells for you. We're not going to talk about any advertising, at least like paid ads online. We're just going to talk about the core fundamental things that work and are pretty affordable, actually. If you don't want to spend a ton of money or don't have a ton of money to spend, there are things you can do that just take your time, take your energy, or if you have a salesperson, it's going to take their time, take their energy. There's things that you can do to generate these leads, and I'm going to get into it right here. So, first thing, sign up to these lead platforms and experiment with paying for leads. So it's just like, Thumbtack, Home Advisor, Angie's List, places like that. I don't typically recommend them to companies because it's not a good long-term strategy. Just to give you an idea of how these companies operate, is what they do is they have web pages, or they have essentially they have web pages that they rank at the top of Google. So when people are searching like roofers near me or whatever, landscaping companies near me, whatever it might be, they're showing up at the top, and then people click, and then it'll go and show like the top 10 roofers or the top 10 landscapers. And then people will go and click, and they'll fill out their information or whatever it is. They'll go to these platforms, give their information, and then these platforms will then provide those leads to multiple, 3 to 5, I guess it usually is 3 to 5 different businesses. And then pretty much it's all about whoever calls first is probably the one who's going to end up getting that client. So it can be kind of a weird thing to deal with, but if you really need leads, it is an option. Just make sure when you do that and you're paying for these leads that you're like the fastest person out there. Call them so fast that they don't even know what hit them. So that's that's one thing that you can do right there. The next thing is, especially if you're just starting out, you're earlier on, talk about your company on your personal Facebook profile. Talk about things. Share your business, share your business milestones on social media. Did you happen to get an office? Do you have a new truck? Did you just do a really cool job, for a client? Share that stuff. And part of this goes into like taking video, or creating videos, taking pictures of just everything that you're doing. You're running a business. Document what you're doing and share that with the world. The whole goal of any of this is to get more people knowing who you are. That's the whole goal of any marketing, really. That's the whole goal of growing a business, is more people need to know who you are and what you do. And that's kind of the idea with anything that I ever talk about when it comes to growing a company. So the next thing is, this is honestly probably one of the most valuable things you can do for free, is joining city groups or neighborhood groups on Facebook. And when people are asking about a company that does what you do, you should go and plug yourself, comment on that post and say, yeah, we do this. We'd be happy to come out to your house. We'd be happy to come out and take a look. We'd be happy to help you, whatever it might be, and give them a very clear way of reaching out to you. Maybe give them the phone number right there, or just say, hey, message me, and I can help you. This can work extremely well if it's done properly. A bonus tip is, this can work really well if you partner up with another business that makes sense. Partner up with a business that makes sense to kind of what you do, and actually have them do this exact same thing for you through their profile. And then you can do the same thing for them through your profile. And it just seems more credible when someone else is plugging or promoting your business in that comment than you doing it yourself. It's just more trustworthy, or it's going to develop more trust with anyone who sees that comment. The next thing is, if you haven't done it already, create a Google business profile. This is huge. So a Google business profile, if you don't know what it is, it's Google Maps is another way that people refer to it. When you search like a restaurant near me or a roofing company near me, when you're searching for a business near you, there's usually 3 companies that pop up in that map section where there's like a map beside it or whatever you can click to call. That's what a Google business profile is. So if you don't have one, create one. Because a lot of times just by creating one and filling out all that information thoroughly, that's a key point right there. Fill that information out thoroughly. Everything that they ask of you, do it. Don't be lazy with it. That can actually help you in a local market. Depending on how much competition you have, you could show up in the top 3 right away, and you will notice getting more phone calls. Now, if you're in a competitive market, you're going to create it. You will get some exposure, but at the end of the day, you're going to want to invest into strategies to ultimately rank that higher, to rank your Google business profile so that you're at the top of Google when people search for companies like yours. So that's all. That'd be a whole separate video. There's a lot that goes into that, but this is a good starting point for any company who hasn't done it. All right, the next thing is just make sure you have Facebook and Instagram profiles. Back to my other point, you're doing business every day. If you have employees who are out there in the field, incentivize them to get content. Take pictures, take videos, make content, have fun with it. You're already doing the thing. You're already doing the thing. So it's not that difficult to just get your phone out and take those pictures, right? It's that simple. And by doing that and by posting that on your social media profiles, what's going to happen is you're going to get in front of more people and show them what you do. And that's the premise of growing a business. Get in front of more people, show them what you do. And the goal is that they'll reach out to you because of it. All right, the next thing, it's a little bit more expensive, but it can be incredible. It's also just really cool. Wrap your vehicles. Talk to a company. Reach out to a company that does vehicle wrapping. They'll come up with a whole design for you. If you don't have a logo already, a lot of times they'll make a logo for you, or you can get a cheap one through Fiverr, or even ask us. That's probably something we'd be willing to help out with. But yeah, wrap your vehicles when you're driving around. If you have nice colors, nice phone number, put your website on there, make it clear what you do. We have clients that, tell me they only have one truck that's wrapped, and they get people calling saying, yeah, we see your truck around all the time. And they laugh because they're like, well, we only have one truck. They don't tell the client that necessarily, but that's what they're thinking in their heads. And they're getting leads just from that one truck being wrapped. So do that. I should have been checking these off as we go. I feel like that's more satisfying. We're not going to go back through and do it now. All right. The next thing is yard signs, door hangers, and mailers. So yard signs and door hangers, everyone understands that. The yard signs, put them out in the yards when you're doing work because you get more people seeing your brand. Put your phone number on there. Make it easy for them to know what you do and how to get in touch with you. Mailers, that's a little different. So with mailers, it's the same thing. Put your branding on there. Tell them what you do. Maybe come up with like a special offering specifically for them if they call you on that mailer. That can be helpful. But yeah, ultimately get those mailers. Get a ton of them, as more than what you think is even a normal amount. Do that and then mail it out to addresses in specific neighborhoods that you want to focus on. There's companies that you can work with to help you do this. Door hangers, you would more so use door hangers, I feel like, I'll remove it and I'll put it in this section. Oh boy. There we go. You'd more so use door hangers in this section. So pound the pavement, go door knock. So if you're a roofing contractor, this is, pretty straightforward. If you notice something on a roof, you can talk about it. If you do windows, you can notice something about the windows. If you're doing anything exterior, you can find stuff that you might notice to bring up to the homeowner when you're door knocking and talk about that. The whole goal is just be a normal person. Try to provide value to them. Like try to tell them something that's actually helpful, and don't think about the sale. Don't think about making money. Just try to tell them something that's helpful. And odds are, most people are not going to be interested. But if you can leave them with something, or at least leave like leave yourself a good reputation, with them, that's big. You don't need to be worried about the sale right now. If they're not home, have those door hangers ready. You put that right there. Again, most people are going to ignore this stuff or not be interested, but there's always going to be a percentage that are. You're getting your business in front of more people. Usually this is the most surefire way to get jobs right now. It's because it's the hardest. A lot of people don't want to do it, so a lot of people don't do it. but it does work. And then the last thing is referrals. When you're doing work, it's kind of like yard signs. Have the yard sign out in their yard when you're doing work, and then referrals when you're done with the job. If they're really happy, they should be. If you're a good business providing high quality services, ask for that referral in person. Mention it multiple times to them. If they seem to brush it off, mention it multiple times and mention how important it is to you and how appreciative you'd be as a small business. Referrals are the only way that we're able to stay in business and grow our company, and that referrals are just communicate that you appreciate referrals so much. Ask for it. Don't just give them one business card, give them 3. That's what I always recommend. Give them 3 business cards. If you give them one, I feel like a lot of people don't think about it as much. They only have one, but if you have 3, they might be more inclined to hand them out to people they know. So the big thing with referrals is just ask. It might feel uncomfortable, but do it in a way that seems normal. If they're happy and you ask, if they have anyone in mind, they're gonna be more than happy to introduce you to them. So that's what we have in this video. These are the simple ways to generate leads and build a little bit of a brand presence without spending a ton of money. In future videos, and kind of typically what I talk about in general, we're talking about how to rank at the top of Google, how to build a website that's persuasive and how to actually get people to your website, calling you. There's a lot of things that you can do from a marketing side of things on the internet that actually get people reaching out to you. That's kind of where you're taking things to the next level. There's a lot of cool strategies and a lot of cool things you can do there, but this is a great starting point right here, everything I just went through. So I hope this is helpful. Feel free to reach out to me, reach out to RevExperts if you have any questions at all. We're always more than happy to help out. Even if you're not going to work with us, we love just helping businesses grow. Personally, it's my passion. So I hope this is helpful. Thanks so much for your time.